chosen to be with this woman because the other woman that they really, really like did not reciprocate, did not show any interest, or maybe they feel like the woman is totally out of their league. Chosen to be with this woman because the other woman that they really, really like did not reciprocate, did not show any interest, or maybe they feel like the woman is totally out of their league. I made a promise some time back that I was going to talk about the 4 types of women that men would marry, and I'm going to start off with the first one today. The first one I'll talk about actually is what everybody expects, but maybe I shouldn't start with that. Maybe I should start with a bit more controversial one. Here it is. Men will marry a woman that they don't love because that woman loves them back. It's one of the 2 types of women that a man would marry. Now, a woman that loves the man back, there is no risk of rejection. Contrary to what many people think, a lot of men are afraid of rejection. Think about it. It's not a nice thing to take a courageous step, to step up to somebody and to try and sort of express an interest in them at the risk of them saying either yes or no. And there's something in there. There's some kind of a validation, risk that comes with actually approaching a woman and expressing the fact that you like them, and in the hope that they would actually reciprocate positively and be able to say also yes. And so a lot of men, contrary to popular belief, actually don't like stepping up upon a woman and telling them how they feel. I know for a very long time, even myself growing up, especially when I was still in my teens, even in my early 20s, I was petrified of actually stepping up and approaching and talking to a woman. And so what I have noted in a couple of years of, just being around in the world, just observing, I've noted that there are those men that have married women that they don't love, but because the woman loved them back. Now, along the way, the man could learn to love this woman back, especially when they see that there's absolutely nothing for them to lose. And sadly, quite a lot of times, you might find that they've chosen to be with this woman because the other woman that they really, really like did not reciprocate, did not show any interest, or maybe they feel like the woman is totally out of their league. You'd be surprised how many times men have actually made an option to go with another woman because the woman that they thought that they liked a lot, they thought that the woman is not in their league, or the woman has turned them down. Now, the kind of relationship may work out something like this. Work out something like where in the beginning, the guy is not as, maybe just being a good guy is there, and they are not being mean, they're not being nasty or anything like that. They're good and they're doing what they're supposed to do because they're a stand-up guy. But if they don't learn to love that woman, there's a high risk of that person cheating with them later on. There's a high risk of, especially if they're starting out and they're building together. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm about to say this one, but I'm about to say it. And if they're starting out young and they're building together, that very same dude, when they're a bit older and they have made it, there's a high risk that he's going to walk out of the relationship, find somebody else, either try and pursue the other woman, or they'll try and find somebody that sort of subconsciously, psychologically replaces the woman that they liked. Anyway, the stuff I'm saying are not psychologically proven. I'm just making some observations, but this is one of them. It is very possible for a man to marry a woman that they don't love because that woman loves them, and hopefully along the way they learn to love that woman.
I feel like it's time that we as women understand this simple concept about men. They do not view love and relationships and marriage the same way we as women view those things. Love is also not a major factor in a man deciding to marry you. It may not also be a factor at all. Because let's be honest, love tends to be a temporary emotion, and you cannot build a lifetime commitment over love alone. A man can still marry you even when they don't feel anything towards you. A man has a vision of his life in his mind, and he will do his utmost best to attaining that vision in his mind, or anything closer to resembling that vision in his mind. And if he settles for you and you're nowhere near that vision, he will keep on pursuing that vision until he attains it. And he will leave you the moment he has it. And you can spot these behaviors by seeing how he treats you. The relationships that always works, or marriages, are those when a man gives himself more than a woman does. Because it shows you as a woman that you are what he wants. This is why also it's important for you as a woman to be strict with your standards. If he's not leveling up to your standards, then he is not for you, because the same way he is loyal to his vision is the same way you should be loyal to your standards. Like I said, our society is not teaching women to have standards, to have boundaries and self-respect for themselves. They're teaching them that they can find those qualities in a man. No, you cannot find those qualities in a man. You can only find those qualities within yourself. When you teach yourself, when you love yourself, you can have access to those things. A man who settles for you as a safe option, you're only occupying the space as a placeholder. I feel that this man also spoke so kindly to address something so significantly important without him being direct. But I'm going to be direct with you. You are a placeholder in his life until he finds something that he can be comfortable with. Comfortable is not even the word I want to use. Until he finds someone that he envisioned his life with. Or he finds someone that's closer to that vision that he has placed in his mind. I always say this, that we as women will never understand the purpose that men have in their minds. They have this fulfilling, undying need to fulfill this purpose in their mind. This includes the type of lifestyle they want to live, the type of woman they want to build with, the type of kids they want to have with this type of woman. This is why the type of men who would marry women that they actually genuinely love, they would never cheat. It's where he wants to be. He respects her enough that he is not willing to risk it. He's not. The only reason he's risking with you is because he doesn't feel anything on a deeper level, and that you are his safe option. I'm sorry. Men do not necessarily marry you because they love you. It may not even be the reason why they married you in the first place. Many factors can contribute to why they married you to begin with. And this is what we women do not realize. We think that marriage is based on love. Love is a temporary emotion, fades over time. And when you build something as marriage, it becomes something that is a lifetime commitment, and it needs something steady than love. Love in the long term becomes something that most married people don't hardly discuss. They discuss things that really build the marriage over time. It's important for you as a woman to find a man that loves you, because when he loves you, he's gonna show you with his actions. He's gonna show you because he wants to be with you. He's committed to you, and that will make it easier for you to love him. However, when you love a man more than he loves you, there's a high risk of that marriage leaning into divorce. He's not willing to contribute into building that union. He's with you because you're a placeholder and you're safer. You're a safe option. Because you're more willing than the woman that he actually wants, that's why he settles for you. And like I said, these men, like he said, these men fear rejection. They fear rejection. And you need to practice on that self-love. You need to build your self-esteem, that you don't settle. So when you settle, you end up having babies for men you don't care about, and the same men don't even care about the babies you have because let's be honest, guys, in the long term, you'll be the one raising that child. Do you know how expensive a child is? That's the thing that we need to teach Black kids, that kids are expensive. They are so expensive. It's not something to play with. So it's important for us to teach this factor early on.